When we hear the word mining, what do we generally think about? Workers coming out of a mine with a cart full of coal? Does this mean there is some place which is loaded with bitcoins where miners go to dig them out? Not quite. It's a little more complicated than that. But don't you worry, we are going to teach you everything you need to learn about Bitcoin mining in this video. So what is Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin is a decentralized currency. That means every transaction made with Bitcoin is recorded on the public transaction database or the Bitcoin blockchain. But before that transaction gets recorded, it has to be verified to confirm that it is valid. This verification makes the network trustworthy. Miners are basically the people who process and validate these transactions before they are recorded on the blockchain. And what do these miners actually mine? Well, newly minted bitcoins. This serves as a reward for their hard work. Now let's take a trip down our mine in order to understand how Bitcoin mining actually works. Miners use computers, which include new transactions on the Bitcoin exchange, and complete the verification process. In reality, this is easier said than done. To successfully mine Bitcoins, the computers have to be very sophisticated. After Bitcoin was launched, people thought they had struck gold, or should we say struck Bitcoin? So much so that they literally use desktop computers with regular CPUs for mining. To put this scenario into perspective, that's like digging a hole with a toothpick. Today, large mining companies dominate the Bitcoin mining ecosystem by running mining pools all over the globe. To mine Bitcoin and other cryptos, miners combine mining systems that consume massive amount of electricity. Just as gold is mined from the earth using large implements and machines, Bitcoin mining also uses big systems akin to data centers. These systems solve mathematical puzzles generated by Bitcoin's algorithm to produce new coins. But what is a puzzle? Well, a math puzzle is at the heart of Bitcoin mining. Miners must solve this puzzle in order to earn Bitcoin rewards. Bitcoin miners attempt to guess a 64-digit hexadecimal number called a hash that is less than or equal to a target hash. A miner's system employs considerable brute force in the form of multiple processing units stacked together with spit-out hashes at various rates. Mega hashes per second, giga hashes per second, or tera hashes per second depending on the unit. Guessing all possible 64-digit combinations until they find one. Bitcoin is awarded to systems that guess a number less than or equal to the hash. Here's an example to explain the process. Say I ask Riya, Ayush and Anirudh to guess a number between 0 and 500 that I have thought of and written down on a piece of paper. Now my miner friends don't have to predict the precise number. They just have to be the first to guess a figure that is less than or equal to mine. If I'm thinking of number 98 and Anirudh comes up with 198, Anirudh loses because 198 is greater than 98. But if Riya guesses 88 and Ayush guesses 78, then Riya wins because 88 is closer to 98 than 78. The Bitcoin mining math challenge is essentially the same as this situation, but with 64-digit hexadecimal values and hundreds of processing devices. Sounds difficult, no? Well, let's understand what Bitcoin mining difficulty is exactly. Mining difficulty is a term which keeps cropping up frequently whenever someone talks about Bitcoin mining. The difficulty of solving the arithmetic challenge and generating Bitcoin is referred to as mining difficulty. And this influences the rate at which Bitcoins are generated. After every 2016 blocks, or roughly every 2 weeks, the mining difficulty changes. The difficulty level of the next cycle is determined by how efficient the miners were in the previous cycle. It is also influenced by the number of new miners that have joined the Bitcoin network, as this raises the hash rate or the amount of processing power used to mine the cryptocurrency. However, the opposite can also be true. To put it in another way, the more miners competing for a solution, the more complicated the problem becomes. When the network's computational capacity is removed, the difficulty just is lower, making mining easier. In Jan 2022, the mining difficulty level was over 26 trillion. That means a computer's chances of producing a hash that is less than the target are 1 in 26 trillion, making it more difficult than ever to mine a Bitcoin. So knowing what you know now, should you mine Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin mining, contrary to popular belief, is an expensive process with no guarantees of success. You will have to spend a lot of money on high-end devices that run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and pay a lot of money in electricity bills. Even after that, there is no guarantee that you will make any money. So do your own due diligence and decide whether or not this is a project you want to take up. That said, if you still have questions around Bitcoin mining, feel free to ask them in the comment section below or ping us on Twitter at flint.money. If this new and smart money excites you, come explore ways to generate wealth through crypto. Explore Flint to earn up to 13% interest per annum. And if you're liking what you're watching, subscribe to our YouTube channel.